1050, 1050.
Hey, adrenaline junkies. Welcome to Adrenaline Pursuit. Today we're kicking off a brand new series featuring people who messed with the wrong cops. Every reckless decision leads to instant consequences. Buckle up, and let's roll. On April 20th, 2024, a trooper spotted a motorcycle traveling 96 miles per hour in a posted 60 miles per hour zone on US 61. When emergency lights were activated, the biker immediately accelerated away instead of stopping. The motorcycle quickly widened the gap at high speed while drifting out of its lane several times during the pursuit. Troopers stayed close behind as the chase became increasingly dangerous along the highway.
Silver sports bike, luggage carrier, driver part all black. I'm in pursuit.
Direction.
It's going to be eastbound route C, Elm Tree Road, 1050, 1050.
The pursuit ended when the biker lost control and crashed along the roadside before fleeing on foot into a wooded area.
Vehicle crash.
Officers deployed a canine unit and quickly located the suspect after a short search through the woods. During the investigation, officers recovered methamphetamine and multiple pieces of drug paraphernalia. The suspect later faced felony resisting arrest and several additional charges after the failed escape attempt. On April 2nd, 2024, in Columbia, Missouri, Josue Lopez allegedly dragged a 75-year-old man from his Honda Accord at Club Car Wash and repeatedly punched him in an attempt to steal the vehicle before an armed witness intervened. Investigators later revealed that only about 10 minutes earlier, Lopez had also climbed into another vehicle occupied by a woman and her 2 children during a separate attempted carjacking. Multiple agencies, along with the Highway Patrol Air Unit, quickly began pursuing Lopez's white Buick LaCrosse on Highway 63 at speeds approaching 95 miles per hour. Spike strips were deployed near Wren's Farm Road while the helicopter tracked the vehicle's movements from above. After leaving the roadway, the Buick wandered across an open field near Jefferson City Airport before finally becoming disabled.
He's down. He's trying to get back. He went through a field. He's trying to get onto the oil well road. Aircraft is overhead.
95 MP's got him. He's on the event center road. Went through the fence. He is actually on the airport restricted area now.
Lopez abandoned the vehicle and fled on foot across the field, while the air unit continued using thermal imaging and radar to direct ground units toward his location.
Okay, he is on the airport ground. Red shirt, red shorts. At a hangar here, he drove through the fence. He's at the north corner of the hangars on the west side of the field.
Copy. He's at a hangar in the north corner. The hangar's the west end of the field. Red shirt, red shorts.
Alright, I got units making copy, making contact here.
Copy, units are making contact.
Lopez was eventually taken into custody and now faces multiple serious charges, including vehicle hijacking and attempted child kidnapping, bringing an end to a violent series of events that stretched from a car wash all the way to airport property. At approximately 3:38 p.m. on December 5th, 2024, Arkansas State Troopers assisted the Baxter County Sheriff's Office in locating a vehicle reported stolen from County Road 69. After the suspect fled an initial stop, a trooper quickly spotted the vehicle speeding along State Highway 5 and immediately activated emergency lights and siren to initiate a pursuit. The vehicle accelerated past 100 miles per hour, weaving through traffic and pushing through a busy roadway. At one point, the suspect nearly struck a deputy while trying to escape. Despite the danger, troopers maintained controlled spacing, coordinated over the radio, and stayed with the vehicle while minimizing risk to other drivers. The pursuit came to an end when officers decided to intervene. A well-executed TVI maneuver sent the vehicle out of control, causing it to leave the roadway and roll over along the shoulder. Officers moved in quickly, secured the scene, and took the driver into custody. The suspect was identified as Vincent Walrath. After receiving medical attention for minor injuries, he was transported for processing. The incident is a reminder that a single decision to flee can spiral out of control in seconds. At high speeds, every mistake has immediate consequences. And these pursuits rarely end in escape, but in a crash and arrest. The TVI was executed at the decisive moment. The patrol vehicle closed in, offset slightly, and struck the rear quarter of the suspect's car, instantly breaking its traction. The rear swung wide, sending the vehicle into an uncontrolled spin before it was forced off the roadway and flipped onto the shoulder. It all happened in a split second. The pursuit ended right there.
there's a Range Rover coming up on me right now.
On November 4th, 2025, in Key Largo, Monroe County, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper was stopped at a red light on State Road 5, Overseas Highway, when he was alerted to a southbound fleeing vehicle. As the suspect vehicle came into view at high speed, units quickly merged into traffic, setting up to intercept and initiating a pursuit along the busy coastal highway. The suspect, driving a Range Rover, accelerated past 120 miles per hour, aggressively weaving through traffic and repeatedly using the shoulder and sidewalk to pass vehicles. The reckless driving rapidly escalated the danger. An early pit maneuver was attempted to end the pursuit, but it failed as the all-wheel drive SUV maintained traction, forcing the patrol unit off its line. The suspect then diverted into Founders Park, cutting through the marina area and crashing into a guard post. Despite heavy damage, its front right tire reduced to a bare rim, the driver continued fleeing. After re-entering State Road 5, multiple units closed in, tightening the gap. This time, a well-timed pit maneuver destabilized the vehicle, forcing it off course and bringing it to a stop after it collided with a boat trailer attached to a pickup truck. Officers approached with caution, removed the suspect from the vehicle, and took him into custody after brief resistance, as he repeatedly kept his hands concealed. He later showed signs of stimulant use and admitted to taking 80 milligrams of Adderall. After medical evaluation, he was transported to a detention facility. Under sustained pressure at high speed, it only takes a single mistake for everything to unravel, and the ending often comes faster than expected.
Pull your arm out. Who's got cuts? Get cuts out! I got.
On March 2nd, 2024 in Miami, Florida Highway Patrol officers pursued a silver Ford Mustang fleeing along a busy highway. Despite heavy traffic, the driver recklessly weaved between vehicles and repeatedly used the emergency lane at high speeds in an attempt to escape. As the pursuit escalated, officers maintained a tactical distance, but conditions did not allow for a safe intervention such as a pit maneuver. While attempting a sharp turn to evade police, the driver suddenly lost control and crashed into the median barrier. The impact severely damaged the front of the vehicle, sending debris across the roadway as thick smoke poured from the engine compartment. At the peak of the incident, running a red light at high speed led to a severe chain reaction crash at the intersection. The impact caused the vehicle to completely lose control, continuing forward in an uncontrolled state. Officers quickly secured the scene and took the suspect into custody, bringing the pursuit to an end.
Eastbound on 74th, just after 114th Avenue.
This incident highlights that not every pursuit ends with direct intervention. Sometimes reckless driving alone leads to a crash that ends it. On August 18, 2023, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper was notified by dispatch about an armed carjacking suspect being pursued by Fort Lauderdale police on the Florida Turnpike, heading toward Palm Beach County. Units quickly moved to intercept and made contact with the suspect vehicle, a white Kia Optima, as it sped past the Lake Worth Service Plaza, setting off a high-speed pursuit along the highway. During the pursuit, the suspect drove aggressively, weaving through lanes and repeatedly using the shoulder to pass traffic at high speed. The reckless maneuvers combined with heavy traffic created a dangerous environment, forcing officers to maintain formation, control their spacing, and coordinate closely over radio communications. Near mile marker 97, an opportunity presented itself and a pit maneuver was initiated to bring the pursuit to an end. However, just as the distance closed, the suspect suddenly slammed on the brakes, causing the pit attempt to fail and disabling the patrol vehicle. The situation became more complicated when another unit was forced to withdraw due to a tire failure, leaving the pursuit disrupted. Despite this, the same unit pushed back up, quickly closing the gap again and delivering a second pit, this time striking the side of the vehicle. The impact sent the suspect car out of control, spinning sideways and sliding onto the shoulder before coming to a stop.
Can you advise, is the helicopter still 10-12?
Although the initial units were unable to continue, the suspect was later taken into custody and identified as Lias MacArthur Corker Jr., a repeat offender with a permanently revoked driver's license. He now faces multiple serious charges, including fleeing with damage, reckless driving, and operating a vehicle while revoked. In high-pressure situations like this, even a split-second reaction can disrupt enforcement efforts. But fleeing rarely changes the final outcome. Just before midnight on November 10th, 2021, during a cold, early winter morning, the South GSP Night Patrol received a report of a white GMC Acadia stolen at gunpoint from a La Quinta Inn. While patrolling near Bartow Park, a trooper located the SUV and began following as it sped through stop signs and cut across traffic. When emergency lights and siren were activated on Bay Street, the driver showed no intention of stopping. Instead, the vehicle accelerated, triggering a dangerous pursuit through city streets. With reports that the suspects may have been armed, the situation quickly intensified, leaving little room for delay. After multiple attempts to position for intervention, TFC Digi Akumo made the move. A precise pit maneuver near the I-516 corridor sent the Acadia out of control, forcing it off the roadway and into a roadside barrier. Officers approached cautiously, methodically securing the scene before taking the driver, identified as Raheem Passmore, into custody, bringing the high-risk nighttime pursuit to an end. The incident underscores how the presence of weapons raises the stakes in every second of a pursuit. Even under the cover of darkness, reckless attempts to flee rarely end in escape, only in loss of control and arrest.
Sir, we're good.
Looking back at the entire sequence, the turning point came down to the moment of intervention. A precise pit maneuver to the rear quarter instantly broke traction, sending the Acadia out of control and ending the pursuit in seconds, showing how timing, angle of approach, and applied force are decisive in high-speed interventions. At approximately 3:59 p.m. on December the 23rd, 2021, a trooper received a notification from Garden City about a black SUV fleeing along Georgia 26. Minutes later, the vehicle was spotted on Bay Street speeding and running red lights, prompting the trooper to activate emergency lights and siren and initiate a pursuit towards Savannah.
Clear left, clear right. We're on Lathrop, heading toward Bay.
During the pursuit, the driver engaged in extremely dangerous behavior, driving into oncoming traffic, cutting across lanes, and reaching speeds nearly double the posted limit. In a busy downtown area filled with traffic and pedestrians, the situation quickly escalated into a serious public safety threat.
He's turn around, turn around.
Recognizing the urgency, the trooper made the decision to intervene. A decisive pit maneuver brought the SUV out of control and forced it to a stop in the roadway.
I'm about to pit him around. I pit him right there, pit him right there.
As soon as the vehicle stopped, the driver, identified as Marcus White, fled on foot but was quickly subdued with a taser and taken into custody. A search of the vehicle revealed over a pound of marijuana, suspected methadone pills, and packaging materials, indicating possible involvement in drug-related activity. This incident highlights how a single, reckless decision to flee, especially in a crowded urban area, can escalate into a dangerous situation within seconds. In such cases, swift and decisive action is critical to preventing more serious consequences. At approximately 6:08 p.m. on January 19, 2024, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper patrolling I-95 near Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard observed a black Hyundai Santa Fe driving aggressively, tailgating, and making abrupt lane changes that forced surrounding vehicles to brake suddenly. When emergency lights and siren were activated, the driver refused to stop, accelerated away, and exited onto Okeechobee Boulevard, initiating a pursuit through multiple streets in West Palm Beach. As the pursuit continued, the driver, later identified as Jaquan Davis, became increasingly reckless. He used the right shoulder to pass traffic, ran red lights, made sudden U-turns, and rapidly changed direction across roads, including Congress Avenue and Australian Avenue. Speeds exceeded 90 miles per hour at times, creating a highly dangerous situation and forcing officers to stay close while coordinating continuously. The pursuit shifted when the vehicle entered a shopping center parking lot. Seizing the moment, the trooper closed in from behind and executed a tactical vehicle contact to disable the Hyundai. The impact rendered the vehicle inoperable and brought it to a stop. Immediately after, multiple occupants exited and fled in different directions. The trooper pursued the driver on foot across Military Trail, through a car wash area, and into the rear sections of a car dealership and nearby apartments before briefly losing sight. Additional units, including K9 and air support, were quickly deployed. The suspect was later located hiding and was apprehended by a K9 unit after resisting. A search of the vehicle revealed suspected narcotics and a loaded firearm. Davis was transported for medical treatment due to K9 bite injuries, then taken into custody. After being read his Miranda rights, he refused to provide a statement. Under sustained pressure, the attempt to flee only escalated the situation, and once containment tightened, the outcome became inevitable.
It's a male driver. I believe there's a female passenger coming up to South Walnut.
Troopers with the Arkansas State Police joined a pursuit involving a pickup truck carrying a fugitive wanted by U.S. Marshals in connection to a recent shooting. The chase moved through Pine Bluff at high speed as the suspect ignored emergency lights and continued fleeing through active traffic.
Central coming up to back to Pine Street from Clover Hill. If you get close enough, I'll TVI him.
In pursuit for
Clear right, clear left.
Throughout the pursuit, the pickup repeatedly accelerated through intersections while units attempted to contain the situation before the suspect could reach even busier areas. Troopers stayed close behind as the vehicle pushed deeper into the city, creating multiple dangerous situations for surrounding drivers.
.119 Central, I'm the lead car in the pursuit now. 65 south, I'll find.
Hey, where y'all at?
65 headed south towards Prospect. Nope, cancel that, they're turning.
I got the call, you just drive. We're going up who from 65. Never. Bill, you don't go to the stop sign. Never. 7 from Wolf. If you get you a spot up there to end it, let's end it.
The chase ultimately came to an end at an intersection in Pine Bluff when the pickup was involved in a hard collision during the final moments of the pursuit before stopping in the middle of the roadway. Responding units quickly moved in on the crashed vehicle to secure the suspect and check the scene immediately after the impact. Authorities later confirmed the driver was wanted by U.S. Marshals in connection to a recent shooting investigation, a high-speed escape attempt that ultimately ended on the streets of Pine Bluff.
Steve, you good? Good? All right, we're good. Push bar did its job.